Hello, and thank you for joining us on Woman Thou Art. I'm your host, Faith Katai. Today on the program, join me as I talk to the first female civil engineer in the history of Zambia, who is also the board chairperson for Build It International. This is Miss Lucy Kasanga. Her story is one of courage, resilience, and breaking barriers in a traditionally male-dominated field. Let's watch. To set the ball rolling, who is Lucy Kasanda?
If I were to say who I am, I would say my name is Lucy Kasanga, as you said, and my middle name is Nachilima. Very special name for where I come from. Just means a person who looks after others. And I happen to be the seventh born of a family of 14 children. And I was the seventh born, and growing up, I was always playing with my two young brothers. But my immediate young brother was even more. And my parents always thought I was a bit of a tomboy. I was always climbing trees, and since our parents had more girls than sons, they were very, very weary of me taking my young brother, climbing up the trees and swinging from one branch to the other. They always thought this is a dangerous girl.
So what motivates you, and what attributes make Lucy Kasanda?
No attributes other than God. I say when you have your faith in God, and believe that He made you special to contribute to this world, I think that is enough motivation. As you can see me, I have been involved in my church life from when I was a child. When I left Chipembe Girls, would you believe I was doing epilogues? I was also running from ZNBC 2 programs, children's programs, Sunday School on Air and Clubhouse for children. Now, it's your parents who probably remember Clubhouse, not you, because in those days I used to do a weekly Thursday children's program. And children from our church, which is Trinity, UCZ Trinity, a congregation along Church Road, was very near the studio, as you know. So they used to come and actually film Sunday School on Air, and Clubhouse, we went to the studio. And we did Clubhouse for many, many years. So I believe that once you believe God has a purpose for your life, you will always find your purpose wherever you are, in whatever field, because God gives a passion. Don't go into engineering because you're going to get money. Go into it because you love to see things move, come up with a creative design, and you see it standing. Then you'll succeed. Not because you want money, but because you have a passion.
As a civil engineer, who has been your role model?
Growing up, 2 powerful ladies who were in leadership was Margaret Thatcher. And people used to, actually, when I was studying with all these boys, they called me Iron Lady. Because when I said, this is it, that was Margaret Thatcher's. The other woman is Golda Meir's. She was such a generous, being a Jew, she was a tough lady, but there was just something motherly about her that I thought she made a good leader. She would talk to the very top and talk to the very lowest and not feel uncomfortable. The people she's talking with would relate to her. So for me, I think I can only fit in this big world if I can relate to fellow humanity. It doesn't matter who they are. And I must say, I've met many world leaders, and I've never felt uncomfortable, including the late Chirac, president of France, and many other presidents in Africa. As for our own in Zambia, yes, I've met all of them and worked with most of them. They never made me uncomfortable. And I think that, to me, is something that any human being should aspire for. If you can connect with the children, connect with the older women, men, the world is there for you, because you can always find your niche and your purpose in life.
Share with us some of the challenges that you have faced in your career path.
You know, the first thing you do, even in class setting, the boys don't want you to beat them in anything. You would imagine every time the lecturer gives you something, they want to come and see how much you got. The next thing, that's because you're a girl. So that competition remains. And also, going on site, even on site, people began to learn this is an iron woman. Because I would go there dressed like a girl sometimes. Okay, not just dresses, I would be in my jeans. And they would think I'm just passing by. So you are instructing somebody, still fixer, he thinks, you're just a girl, what can you tell him? So that tendency to look down on female is always there, and can be a big challenge if you really want to bring quality to whatever you're doing. Now they think, Azimvera talks too much. But I made sure that I sat them down and said, look, I am in charge. So when I say this work can't pass, I'll make sure that I will sign the papers to ensure that you come and dig it out. And you can imagine if people are pouring concrete and you don't approve the quality, you see the way they are mixing it, and you tell them, this, I'm making 2 or 3 samples, I take them for test. If they are wrong, you come and dig it up. And they think you're joking. So you go there and show the site and write condemning. And I remember doing a project on the industrial site, and it was run by a Greek construction company. And I just told them, this is poor quality, and I'll prove it to you. So I took 3 samples, took them, went back the following day, took 3 more samples, and took them to 2 different testing companies in Lusaka. They tested the cubes and indeed confirmed my fear. But the owner of the company was so remorseful. He came and actually gave me a present and agreed to remove that at his own cost. So the workers knew that this is, when somebody says this is not correct, whether it's a woman saying it, is the person in charge who says, who is an expert, you should listen to it. So yeah, those are the things. But I also noticed that the boys want you to behave like them. I told them from office to site, I am a female and I will not apologize for being a female. Because they would say, I mavara makeup, site. I didn't come here to look like a dirty woman. I came here to work. And this is how I work. And this is who I am. So yes, maybe too much makeup may distract them, but be who you are and concentrate on your work. So yes, challenges are enormous and are still there and are very much present, believe you me, even today.
Let's take a break.
Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zenith TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topster channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH.
Welcome back. We have seen your contribution in the promotion of women in the construction industry. What does the future look like for Zambia, especially when it comes to women in construction?
I have the privilege, first, my experience in being working with PUSH program. When I was brought in as a consultant to help bring in more women and empower women in the construction industry. You remember PUSH Women's program? They were building roads, repairing roads, building school blocks. So for me, and now we have Build It International, a company that has graciously allowed me to chair their Zambia board. I'm excited. I'm seeing young women coming there and giving it their best, and they've proven to be excellent workers, both on site and also in the office, once trained. So I feel with what's happening today in the 21st century, we have artificial intelligence. I know people still are skeptical about it, but it has its upside, downside and upside. And I believe with artificial intelligence, we are able to train more women. Those that can go online can receive partial training online. And also in terms of doing certain calculations. I mean, we used to use slide rules. You don't need that. Your phone can do that. Computers, when I was learning, they filled up a whole room. And you had to put dots in order to communicate with a computer. Not so. You can talk to it and it does something. So I am excited because also as we were telling our men counterparts that, look, God made this world, one woman, one man, not one man and 6 women. Neither did he make one woman and 6 men. It's one. And what did he say? It was good. And why was the woman brought to the man? Because she was able to complement him and be a good partner. Women are not just good partners. God wired us to fully complete a man. And it's not just in sexual terms. We are talking in terms of living together. Look at what a woman can achieve. In 1 month, she's given 1,000 kwacha, and every day the man expects to find in Shiman food, isn't it? And they do. They will go and take just a little bit and multiply it. So that is something a woman is gifted, is we are multi-tasked. You can be looking after a child, cooking and washing and doing other things. So I'm excited about the future.
What's your advice as we come to the end of the interview? Your advice to women who would like to take up leadership positions?
I think when you aspire and have a passion for it, like I said, we need to differentiate. There are women who have accelerated and gone up there and have been bad leaders, bad managers, because their zeal was to be known as the first. And people just can't stand them. You know why? Because they are trying very hard to behave like men when they are not configured to behave like men. Be who you are and have a passion for it, and then aspire in whatever you want to achieve. You will get it. I believe that. Don't aspire for presidency just to come away with a label. You'll be a bad president by the end of the day. But if you have a passion for it and a passion for humanity, I believe these do go hand in hand. We can achieve what we aspire for. And for me as a Christian, I believe if God has put that desire in you, He's not a failure. He's a good God. And you will succeed, not because of yourself, because of who is backing you.
Viewers, insightful information there from Miss Lucy Kasanga, the first female civil engineer in the history of Zambia, reminding us that with resilience and perseverance, nothing is impossible. That is all we had for you on Woman Thou Art. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, my name is Faith Katai. Bye-bye for now.